So Logan Paul just did the unthinkable. He actually apologized for Cryptozoo. And I'm not joking around. He actually made an apology video. Unlike his first video, if you don't remember, we covered that a few days ago. His initial response to Coffeezilla's Cryptozoo video, he actually said he was going to sue Coffeezilla in the video. He took that down. First, he disabled comments, then he took it down because it was massively disliked. And then he said he was going to come out with a new response, and he came out with that new response today. But what's really interesting, he didn't actually put it on his main channel. He actually posted it on Twitter, and he posted it on his backup channel, the official Logan Paul. Still has 5 million subscribers on that channel, but it's nowhere near the 20+ million that's on his main channel. So we're going to react to this video, this apology video. I'm going to give my thoughts for someone who has actually been covering what's going on in crypto since 2017. If you don't know, I had another channel that covered cryptocurrency and scams related to NFTs and ICOs and BitConnect. I covered all of that. So I'm going to give my opinion on what's actually happening in this video, and we'll go ahead and react to it. Now, one thing I want to say before we actually start the video is I actually don't think this apology is sincere. I would love to hear your opinions below in the comment, but my opinion that this is not sincere. I actually think the initial response he gave, where he was very angry and he wanted to sue Coffeezilla, I think that is the sincere Logan Paul video that he wanted to make, but he realized everyone turned on him. The entire internet, everyone was making videos dissing on Logan Paul. It had massive dislikes. He disabled comments because everyone was dissing on him in the comments. And I think what happened was he eventually went to his PR team, his lawyer, after that initial video and said, guys, what should I do? And they actually kind of crafted this for him. You got to come clean. You got to apologize. You got to say thank you to Coffeezilla, which he does in this video we'll cover. I don't think he actually wants to do any of that, but I think this is the right thing to do, this apology video. This is what he should have done from the beginning. He actually did this way back, I can't say that word, the self-deletion forest that he went to, I think in 2017, showed the guy that had self-deleted himself in the forest. He initially didn't say much, and then he had this apology afterwards, and I think this is what this is. Like, that was back then, that apology, damage control. This is damage control as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at what he says in the video.
Coffeezilla is not a criminal. I called him, I apologized. My initial response to his series was that of fire, an ego flare, whatever it is, pride. I'm a fighter at heart, and I was defensive because I know I never scammed anyone with this project. I never made any money, never sold any tokens, and I only had the best intentions going in.
Okay, so a couple things there. Like, he straight up says Coffeezilla is not a criminal, which is a far cry from what he was saying in his initial video, making all these outlandish claims and saying he was going to sue Coffeezilla 100%. He actually did a podcast after that, again confirming he was going to sue Coffeezilla. Now he's done a 180, and that's because of the reaction to his initial video. Now, he says he never sold any tokens, and Coffeezilla actually says that. You know, he actually says in his video he believes that the wallet that Logan owned and that Logan's manager owned, they didn't actually sell any tokens from those wallets. So that part I actually do believe there were other people involved that sold their tokens. But as far as like going into this with the best intentions, I don't believe that at all. Logan has done other cryptocurrency scams as well. He's done Dink Doink Coin, which is another cryptocurrency that was very clearly just a massive grift. Designed to get as bunch of money out of people as quickly as possible. He was involved with Dink Doink as well. So I don't think, obviously, Logan Paul has any good intentions with really anything he's doing. But, you know, he has to make this apology because the entire internet has turned on him.
But the fact is that suing Coffeezilla is not going to help Cryptozoo holders, so I do need to focus my attention where it should be, which is on fans and supporters of me. You guys mean the world to me, so I'd like to announce my 3-step plan moving forward. Step 1, Jeff and I are going to burn our Zoo tokens so we have no financial upside in the game, and it will add value to holder tokens.
Okay, so Logan Paul starts to go over his plan as how he's going to make this right for the community. Now, I have to say, I think that this plan that he's going into is actually to prevent himself from any legal repercussions of possibly getting sued or possibly going to jail if any authorities decide to investigate this. After Coffeezilla's video, a lot of actual news organizations, real news companies actually started covering this as well. And I think there was a very real possibility, and I think there still is a possibility, that Logan Paul could face financial as well as jail time consequences around this whole issue. So this is him jumping in front of it and being like, we're doing everything we can to correct this issue. Now, the first thing he talks about is burning his tokens. Now, if you don't know what that is, basically, cryptocurrencies, not all of them, but most cryptocurrencies have a limited supply of tokens that they release. And what happens is the value is based on how many tokens you have, based on the demand of the token as well. Now, if you burn tokens, basically you're just deleting those tokens. You're deleting a portion of the tokens. What happens, what's supposed to happen is that the remaining supply of tokens should go up in value. So what Logan is saying is that his supply, as well as his manager, and I believe they're the two largest holders of Cryptozoo tokens right now, he's saying that both of them are going to burn their tokens, basically delete their entire supply. And by doing that, by getting rid of a large portion of the Cryptozoo tokens, that should theoretically make everyone else who got involved in it, that should theoretically make their tokens worth at least a little bit or possibly significant more money. So that's the initial plan. I don't know if it's actually going to work because most people think this project is dead, but it's a nice start in the right direction, and it shows that if he actually does burn most or all of his tokens, he's not going to make any money from that. You can't make money from burned tokens. So it's a step in the right direction, and obviously it's going to hopefully make the people who invested in Cryptozoo, hopefully it's going to make them happy with this initial step right here.
Step 2, we want to offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game. So essentially, you're going to be able to burn your base egg or your base animal for the mint price, which was 0.1 ETH or the equivalent in BNB. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out. And then step 3, obviously finish and deliver the game as outlined in the white paper by completing the egg bridge from ETH to BSC for base animals and base eggs, completing the marketplace, and obviously completing the releasing your animals into the wild to accrue your yield function.
Okay, so that's really interesting what he says there. Basically, he's putting about $1.3 million of his own money in cryptocurrency, Ethereum. He's putting that back in basically for anyone who's involved in Cryptozoo and they want to get out, they want to actually recoup some of their losses. He's actually basically saying, you know, I'll give you some of that money to recoup your losses. Now, that's actually a very good thing to do. I'm very happy that that is happening. Now, I have to say, this obviously, in my opinion, would have never happened if Coffeezilla hadn't made his 3-part series. Cryptozoo went under like a year ago, and Logan Paul did not talk about it at all. It wasn't until Coffeezilla did his series that he started talking about it. And again, I think this is basically to keep himself out of any legal or jail time repercussions. But it is a step in the right direction. I don't know how much invested total the other people put into Cryptozoo. So I don't think 1.3 million is going to get all the money back for all the investors. But I have to say, I'm actually very impressed that he did that. I don't think he's doing it for the good reasons. I think he's doing it to save his own butt. But it's a step in the right direction right there. The next thing he actually says is talking about completing the project Cryptozoo, making it a fully functional game. Now, if you don't know what's really interesting, someone who watched Coffeezilla's videos, someone who knows about web development and stuff, actually created the Cryptozoo project, created his own version of it in like 2 days, which is absolutely hilarious. That someone just like, I think it was like one person, he worked with another person, they made a fully functional Cryptozoo game. And I think Ludwig, who's a big streamer on YouTube, he actually played the fully functional Cryptozoo game that somebody else made. And they made it in just a few days. So I do find it absolutely laughable that Logan Paul's like, oh, guy, we're doing everything we can to complete Cryptozoo. It's going to take some time. No, Logan Paul. Talk to the guy who actually made the ripoff game of your game. Talk to him. He can complete it for you in like 3 days. So I do find that part very laughable. It would be very easy to complete this game in a short period of time if Logan Paul really wanted to do that.
To say I am disappointed in how this was handled internally is an understatement. There's a full internal investigation going on along with an audit, and we are going to pursue full legal action for whomever needs to be held accountable. If any money is recovered in the process, it'll go right to the community. My sole obligation is to my supporters, and I know this video is long overdue. Here it is. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for how this has unfolded thus far, and I want people to know that they can trust me and that I'll always take care of the fans and people who support me.
Okay, so I don't believe anything is sincere about that apology. Like I said, he was involved with Dink Doink. He's been involved with several cryptocurrencies and NFTs. He may do some in the future. After all this backlash, he might stay away from NFTs for a while. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that any of that is sincere, but it's nice to actually hear Logan Paul apologize for a change instead of just going after everyone who, claims that it was a scam, because that's what it is.
I appreciate your guys' patience while we do our internal investigation, and I promise to be transparent and disclose any information we find out in the process. And lastly, thank you, Coffeezilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work and your investigation. And I mean that. Thank you, bro.
Okay, so at the end, he actually apologizes to Coffeezilla. Like I said, I don't believe that is sincere at all. If you saw his initial video, I have clips of it on my old video before he took it down. He was very angry at Coffeezilla. And like I said, that in my opinion is his sincere, actual response. He was pissed that Coffeezilla said Cryptozoo was a scam, that he's a scammer. He did not like that at all, but the internet turned on him. So now he's like, guys, thanks, Coffeezilla. I really appreciate your hard work. I don't think that's sincere at all. Now, one thing I have to say, I'm actually really impressed with Coffeezilla's work. Like I said, none of this would have happened if he didn't do his videos. Cryptozoo went down like a year ago, and Logan Paul was radio silence on the project for a year. Anyone who talked about it, no response, nothing. It's only because this went viral that he decided to, actually start talking about this project again. Now, one thing I want to talk about, cryptocurrency and NFTs and all that stuff. As far as cryptocurrency involves, it's unregulated, so there's always going to be scams like this. If you don't know, I've been talking about cryptocurrency since 2017, and back in 2017, the main scam was something called ICOs, which were initial coin offerings. I won't go too much into that, but that was the scam that was big in 2017. And then in 2020, 2021, NFTs became the new, thing to scam people in cryptocurrency. Now, I don't think NFTs are going to be big in the future. I'm sure something else will happen in a couple years that'll be the new big scam. But it's always going to happen as long as it's unregulated. But I do want to say, these people, they do actually get prosecuted, or at least some of them do, eventually. It just takes a long time. So one of the actual big scams in cryptocurrency in 2017 was a scam called BitConnect. I've covered it before. And BitConnect, that was 5 years ago that scam went under. And just yesterday, literally the day before this video, they actually had a hearing for all the people who lost money in BitConnect 5 years ago. And they're starting to give money back to those people who lost money. And the actual founder of BitConnect, one of the founders, is now in jail for a very long time. So stuff does actually happen in cryptocurrency. These people who are scammers, they do eventually, at least some of them, get in trouble. It takes a long time. I think the government, I think most governments don't really know what to do as far as cryptocurrency goes, how to actually, prosecute a lot of this stuff. So it takes a long time. But I do think that a lot of these people, and a lot of these NFT scams you saw over the past year or so, I do think a lot of these people are going to start, getting in trouble and possibly going into jail in the future. And I think Logan Paul and his team realize that, which is why they're now doing this apology video. He's putting his own money back into the project to people who lost money to try and reimburse them. I think that's all to save his own butt. But I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Is this apology from Logan Paul sincere? Or is this just to save his butt and, hopefully he doesn't want to end up in jail, so that's why he's doing that? Let me know below.